Hello, beautiful. We are back talking about weight loss. I have a new cup of tea, which is practically free. There's no sweetener in it because the tea itself is flavorful. This is a rose black tea. So good. I'm excited about what's happening here. This is TK. We're talking about losing weight, WAIT, to reach our weight goals. And this time, we're going to talk about the math of it all. Don't click away. No one likes math. I'm not going to do a lot of math. Just some basic facts to get your head around, get your mindset straight. The average person only needs to eat 2,000 calories a day. And we're not counting calories, but to give you a sense of what that is, when you start tracking your food, you may see that we eat way more. And especially in Western civilizations, like you can eat one hamburger, you can go get one fast food meal from McDonald's and take up your whole daily allowance. So 1 pound is equal to 3,500 calories. So you want to lose 3,500. And if the average person is eating 2,000 just to maintain, you got to eat less than that. That's not a lot of food. It just to the average brain to get your head around, like that's too little. People go down to 1,000 calories and 1,500 calories. Psychologically, to me, it seems so far away. An easier way to look at the math of eating is fruits and vegetables are very low calorie. You could eat a ton of lettuce and salads, greens, string beans, all of that, 10 calories here, 25 calories there, like nothing. You could eat a ton. Think of how much of that you could eat to get up to 2,000 calories and you won't be hungry. Now, your taste buds, you got to put some seasonings and things on there to make you feel good about it until you adjust. But the literal math of it all is you could eat an infinite amount of fruits and vegetables, almost more than you even want in a day, and you can lose weight. On the opposite side, if you eat processed foods, anything processed, refined, they put stuff in there that adds calories, that adds fat. So you want to stay away from processed foods, especially white food, sugar, flour, even rice. Those things are just calorie dense. So a cup of rice will be 100 calories. You know, when you're going to eat that with some meat and some other stuff. So that meal right there is going to be way more than salmon with the fennel and orange salad, which is what I had last night, which was practically free. A little, a few calories for the dressing that went on it. So once you get your mindset, the real math I want to talk about is changing the balance. There's a fulcrum, like a seesaw. Remember when we were little and we get on the seesaw? So we're weighted down and we want to get lighter to find balance in our life. So we want to eat more vegetables and fruit. I would say 50% or more of your plate should be fruit and vegetables. And then the rest can be hopefully still whole foods, fish, salmon, again, you can eat meat, but be mindful. A serving is really only 5 or 6 ounces, which is the size of your fist. People are eating steaks that take up their whole plate. The other thing that we don't take into account of is that the time, this is math too, right? It is the time that our body takes to digest these things. Your body will eliminate fruits and vegetables in a day, less than a day. It'll take much more, 2 days for that meat and everything and processed foods to go through in your body and stay in your body. So it takes longer to get to the weight you want because your body, it gets sluggish trying to process these processed foods. But the easy foods that go through, that you eliminate, and that actually help your skin and your eyes and your body be healthy and clean are the fruits and vegetables. So the simple math is to transition your diet from from processed or in carb or no starchy, dense foods to light, fresh vegetables and fruit. And that alone, that math, that transition of add 10%, 20% wherever you are, double how many vegetables you eat, and reduce how much starch and processed food, that formula right there will get you closer to your weight target all the time. So stay mindful of the math of how your body processes the food that you eat. Okay? So I also want to add that you don't need a lot of food to live. I learned this rule of threes, and I think it's going to be helpful. I know I've said it several times since I learned it a few months ago. On average, a person can live 3 minutes without air, oxygen, without breathing, 3 days without water. Water is essential. Please get your water. I'm gonna have to do a whole nother talk about that. And 3 weeks without food. You can actually live off the fat stores in your body if you were out lost in a desert on an island for 3 weeks before your body would just conk out. So there is time, even if you feel hungry, know that you're not gonna die. And that you can eat these low calorie foods, grab an apple, grab some carrots and some hummus, or they even have these low, they're made of flaxseed and whole wheat crackers. So you can still get things that have crunch. I am not saying low carb. I am saying whole foods and more fruits and vegetables, just managing what is enjoyable and life-sustaining. And that is much more pleasing. So pay attention to the math, what you are putting in your body. And I have to tell you, when I started tracking, I realized I wasn't eating enough vegetables. I was eating whole foods. So one day I had my go-to breakfast is egg over easy and 2 pieces of turkey bacon, whole food, high protein. I go work out, build some muscles, and just that's it. That's a fine breakfast, and it gets me going. Then for lunch, I don't know. I think I had a late lunch, early dinner, and I had tilapia with some navy beans and tomato like stew or whatever. Delicious, delicious. And then I had, I don't know, for snack later in the evening, some nuts and craisins. All good stuff. No fast food, no candy, no nothing. But when I think about it, I had no green vegetables. I had no fruit. I really was not giving my body the best ingredients it needed to process the food, even though I probably, if I would do the math, stayed under some calorie count, but I didn't. My body is going to be slower processing that. So where I may get to my weight goal faster if I would implement more green vegetables, I'm making it a little bit slower because these are the types of food that my body's going to hold on to. Meats and dairy, eggs and turkey. It's going to hold on to longer than it's going to hold on to fruits and vegetables. So if you want to accelerate the time it's going to take you to achieve your goal, lean more into these. And I'm going to tell you, last night I had the best Chinese food. It was chicken and pea pods with some brown rice. And I just made sure I didn't eat the whole half pallet of brown rice. I was aware, let me just get a little bit of this to go with all of this, these pea pods and this fresh chicken. And that was very delicious. So you can eat good food, delicious, just with some mindful choices that will not hang around in your body all the time, that won't make you feel sluggish. It actually, I felt so good. I was telling my husband, I feel so good. This is how I'm going to eat for the next 6 months. I want to eat good and feel good about what I eat. Don't just try to go eat cardboard and what are those rice cakes? I could never eat those. I don't care how low calorie. Some people like them, a little peanut butter on them. go for it. Whatever, you have to design your own plan. But I need my food to taste good. So achieving your weight goals does not mean deprivation. It is, to me, it's a fun game now to say, how can I turn this into something delicious and easy to make? And we'll talk about that some. We'll talk about some things to make, and I'll throw them in just like I just did. Get you some Chinese food, but don't get Kung Pao chicken and General Tso's, none of that breading. You want, just get rid of the breading. The breading has flour and all that stuff. Just forget about breading. If you want crunch, get it someplace else, okay? All right, that's it for now. That's enough. Small chunks, eat the elephant one bite at a time, metaphorically, because I'm sure an elephant might be a little bit more fatty than we want. I don't know. Love and light.